it all shifted for me when I realized that the most spiritual thing that you can do is just to do things that you love. And it doesn't need to be quote unquote spiritual. Find activities that you love to do. If you love cars, go drive cars around, work on cars. For me, I love surfing. I just got out of the ocean. I love it. It's a Monday morning, and here I am at the beach. I love what I do, and the more you love what you do, the more you're gonna love life. The more in love with life you are, the more spiritual, quote unquote, that you are. Being spiritual isn't about meditating for hours and achieving enlightenment and reading all of these spiritual texts and studying religion. No, no. Take a deep breath, come to center, and figure out what you love to do and ask yourself, what do I love to do? Write it down. If it's journaling, if it's poetry, if it's songwriting, surfing, skiing, guitar, I love to do a lot of things. So it's allowed my life to be abundant. It's allowed my life to be in love. I'm able to be in love all the time because I love the things that I'm doing. But it didn't just happen that I began to be in love with life. No, I had to consciously make an effort. My senior year of college, I realized I was so caught up in the bullshit side of the spiritual awakening, where I was watching videos on YouTube about consciousness, and I'm reading books, and I'm just sitting meditating quietly, seated meditation, and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Because it wasn't helping me at some point. At some point, it's like, what am I supposed to do with all this information? What am I supposed to do with all these meditations? I had to just go, you know what? What do I love doing? I love playing loud electric guitar. I love surfing in the ocean. I love going skiing. I love traveling. So I just started doing that, and my life shifted. When I began to do the things that I love to do, I began to be in love. They say when you have a relationship, you say, oh, I am in love with you. But no, no, no. You just found love together. And me, by doing the things that I love to do all the time, I found a woman in my life who also loved what she was doing. So we could be loved together. It's not rocket science. And I see so many people on a spiritual path get caught up like, oh, what are the books that you're reading? What philosophy are you into? How long do you meditate? Oh, I sat under a tree for 4 hours. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. Do you love every moment of your day? Do you love the people that you surround yourself with? Are you in love with yourself when you look in the mirror? Do you feel a sense of peace when you put your head on the pillow, or is your mind still racing? These are questions that I had to ask myself, because when I was so caught up in the material, spiritual thing, all the words and teachings and practices, and not to say that they don't have a place, because every day I do Qigong and I read some scripture, but I meditate usually, but that is not my life. I've simply embodied myself as a spiritual being, and those are just things that spiritual beings do. They study, they sit in silence and contemplation. So as soon as I embodied that as my nature, then those things are just there. When you become a meditator, you're no greater than the meditation. What does meditation do for you? It allows you to live the rest of your life from a place of pure awareness. The point of this whole spiritual journey is not meditating all the time. It's not reading all these books. It's about loving life. So find things you love to do. Sit in your journal and ask yourself, what are the things that I love to do most? And then when you figure out what you love to do, start fucking doing those things. And if you don't love what you're doing, then do something else. If you don't love your job, maybe it's time to look for another one. If you don't love your family, maybe it's time to move out. If you don't love your friends, maybe it's time to find new ones. You have the free will. You have free will in this life to choose whatever you want. Now, if you don't like your child, that might be a different story. You might have to still love your child. So that's all I got for you. On this channel, we got all sorts of videos on spirituality, consciousness, self-realization, self-mastery, creating the life of our dreams and being the masters of our destiny. So thank you so much for being here. Watch that next video somewhere on the bottom over here. Much love, peace, and namaste.